Hello and welcome to our Career Talk series. Today, we are delighted to have with us Mrs. Anitha Selvan, a distinguished work life balance and career growth coach with over 15 years of experience in helping individuals manage stress, build emotional resilience, and achieve healthier balance in their personal and professional life. So,
Thank you.
uh, well, welcome, Anita. We are really glad to have you here to share valuable tips for a student on handling stress and satisfying this emotionally staying emotionally strong. So, let's begin. Uh,
Sure.
Before that, Saira is my co-host. Please, Saira, if you want to add here something.
Yeah, hi. A very warm welcome to Anita to our show. Absolutely
Thank you.
delighted, along with Priyanka, to have you over here. And I'm sure this session is going to be really insightful for all of us and our students who are going to watch it. So let's get
I'm
started.
honored. Will
See,
definitely do my best and see how we can, change lives.
oh, definitely, we are all have the same mission, so I think it'll go great.
Great. Yes.
Yes, Anita. So let's begin. Can you share your career journey and what inspired you to move into coaching and training?
Sure. This is one question I think everybody would love to answer about themselves. Um, I started my career in a very vague situation. The people who closely know me have this understanding. If not, others can just visit my LinkedIn. Well, because of my health, I had to discontinue my studies for some time, and later, after my 10th, directly I took up my course in fashion designing because that time plus sizes were not there. I'm talking about 1998, 99. And I joined only the mission that I need to get good clothes. All that I knew. I didn't know about entrepreneurship or making money out of it or survival or career. And that was a stepping stone in my journey. And I learned a lot in building up career, the importance of education, importance of self-respect, importance of how your behavior can change and your thought processes. And after that, God's grace, I worked into BPOs, which again fine-tuned my cognitive work abilities, handling pressure, stress. Normally, we see BPOs and call centers as some sort of taboo. They don't even see that it is a blessing in disguise, where it helps us to understand multitasking. Handling in pressure under the time limit, what all you can do, identify your abilities, and that shaped me in the communication sense, understanding, listening, the simple concepts, wonders of life, which any career,
Mhm.
professions need to have. And
Yeah,
apart
that's
from
true.
that, which led me to training, coaching, and into consulting. And Priyanka, after these all these years, my journey, what inspired me to move into coaching and training is when I stood, 2014, 15, after sabbatical and come back into career and restart my life was something very challenging. And my professional journey began in environments where performance was everything. Yet, emotional well being was rarely spoken about, acknowledged. So, I saw talented individuals. I would not like to say just women, but yeah, most of my audience were women. They were struggling to emphasize, to even to express, not because they lacked skill, but because they lacked the support, the balance, and the inner clarity, right? And over the years, I found uh, myself naturally being able to connect with them, listen to them, not just to respond or not just to share my blurb ideas or solutions, but to understand their problem, where they're coming from, what can be done for them. And that was something was a matchmaking. And it led me to support them, hold them and guide with them. I had a lot of learning. I could heal a lot of my inner child wounds. I could heal a lot of my inner wounds, which I had as an adult, as a woman, as a person. And I learned life is not the same with everybody, but still it can be made beautiful. So these kind of conversation, I believe, Saira, and you would also agree that it shows us a powerful ability to connect with someone who truly feels to be seen,
Heard
heard
about.
by someone,
Yeah,
and
Mhm,
acknowledged,
mhm, mhm,
very true.
mhm,
right? And that the turning point came when I realized that it was more fulfilling. Maybe not monetary wise initially, but yes, it
mhm,
showed me a sense of purpose where people could rebuild confidence, heal, and also serve a space where transformation is possible. Not with just the education that they are into, not just the skills that they're having, but also their ability, their desires, how they can convert their time, their
mhm, mhm,
skills to money. That was another challenging space because we, the 80s, 90s kids, we have seen the whole journey of, the career transitions, ups and downs. So these are the few callings that shaped my journey into coaching, training, and working with individuals who want to grow and raise and define their lives. And yeah, Jobs for Her, now known as Herky, helped me to
mhm.
work with at least with 3,000 to 4,000 plus women across India. And I've
Wow.
been able to mentor during the COVID on a global platform on mental health and with NLP and doing my certifications to work on such um, real life transformation was something, thanks to God.
Probably very, very, I mean, heart touching, I would say.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
inspiring us as well. Inspiring, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, when with the 5 years of work experience and when I stood back with a sabbatical, my education, my graduation, my master's, my work experience meant nothing.
Mhm, mhm,
It was like you're treated just maybe a 2 or 3 year old fresher after at least a long sabbatical of 3 to 4 years and
mhm.
plus. So many women would really resonate, and it was a tough challenge.
Very true, very true. Truly resonate. And as you said, most of our problems are half solved when you really listen to them. When they are heard,
Correct.
you actually get to
Correct.
work with them much better. Yeah, truly.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, actually. So, what important behavioral habit should student start building early to grow into a confident individual?
Lovely question again. See, behavioral habits is like a money plant or a jade plant. Right from the roots, the way you shape it, they grow. So the way of shaping the behavioral starts from the habits, that is the house environment, and their
Mhm,
individuals. So I would say behavioral habits of students should be built early as possible
mhm,
to grow
mhm,
into a confident individual. And the basic military rule, right? And the discipline, gender wise role models can really help. See, confidence develops through daily behaviors, Priyanka and Sarah, right? Curiosity helps the children to explore, learn, ask, do wrong, try, give it, what if I do this? What if I don't do this? What if I have to follow? Why I should not follow? So, a lot of things comes with the environment that they are into and the parenting style, the family background, everything comes. But the key for behavioral is completely into have a set of rules by the parents. Conduct rules that as soon as you get up, make your bed, finish your morning routines, waking up and sleeping, the sleep patterns. These are the
mhm,
basic funda for any human being, whether kids or adult. And as they grow, they start building blocks the moment they get up brushing on their own, not as a parent standing behind and say, do this. Did you get up? You got up? Are you awake? How long? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Do not hit the snooze button. Have that once turn. You're not a parent that as a warden, but you're doing the right thing. You're raising a young kid. So, behavior in that aspect, as parents, also, we need to understand the child has to be independent and be able to do things at least from 8 to 10 years, because here in India we still follow the mushy kind of, bichara bacha is small, let me do it. But at least once a child is 8 years onwards, making up their bed, rinsing their tiffin boxes, keeping their books timetable, their uniform, sorting them for wash, or even keeping it in the cupboard. These are the basic disciplinary acts as a military rule has to be followed. And eating on their own. We are still used to feeding the kids with gadgets. Kindly avoid. If you have to use gadgets, use something more innovative. Like I've seen a lot of parents who have given their kids drag drop coding tablets. So when they are feeding the child, it can be STEM based gadget exposure. That is also a discipline rather than just putting Chota Beam or any other cartoon characters, which is not going to bring a reflect in their life, and it's only going to show them the fantasy world, not the real world. And another important disciplinary, I would say, in the teenage and in the early adult phase, that is from 16 to 18, 19, uh, do not watch reels. That is something coming under the disciplinary act, behavior, mindset, and subconscious programming. It has reduced their retainer ability because reels
Right.
are programmed to watch continuous, right? And the more they watch reels scrolling, they are only feeding their inner conscious is some sort of dopamine which they're getting, some sort of satisfaction, but not the real thing in world. So they become spectators disconnecting emotionally, and same time someone who wants to just see things happen and not react. The cognitive or the muscle abilities are reduced, and their retaining memory power is completely reduced now, right? From 7 minutes it has reduced to 3 minutes as per the survey, the memory retaining power. So, retaining, or I would say the focus attention point, that's the right word. So, disciplinary and behavior definitely means your routine, what you do in the morning, including your bathing, your personal hygiene, combing hair, your limitations, your grooming, and also into study. And as parents, we really need to show them the culture, irrespective which part of India you are or anywhere globally. Culture makes a difference. You need to show them where you come from, the grassroots. And as parents, if we do not show them the importance, trust me, they are not going to get it. In fact, we 80s, 90s, people who are born would not have the same culture as the 70s or even the earlier generation, our parents. But it's okay, we have carried it on with the Gen Zs and betas which are being born right now. And they do not have even 50% of knowledge of the culture, why it is done. Religion respect, caste respect is obviously removed. Religion, humanitarian basis, and your responsibility with the society, that is sustainability, education, equality. These are something that we have to talk and show them in practical implementation. I've seen one of the parent who used to take her children to orphanages. She used to take them to every single festival, church, mosque, temple. Let the child speak to people in different places and understand what is the difference. You be a questioner. You ask them what is right, what is wrong. Maybe it was to be gender specific and not touching into the sensitive part, but all had the same common thing: love, equality, respect for each other, live and let live. If we are able to put that seed inside, it would be a different behavior aspect. That's the say I would like to say, and
Very,
also
very,
empathy would be something coming,
very, very important point
right?
actually you covered, Anita. These
As they
are
always
actually
say, whatever
important.
Because
habits
empathy
learned,
and rest.
yeah,
Absolutely.
habits
True.
learned as early in childhood mold a person in the adulthood. So it's absolutely important. Just adding a little to
Absolutely.
it, I mean,
Yeah.
how do we actually deal with kids who kind of counteract to the rules laid at home? Because taking my scenario, we have like three kids at home. So the elder one is like more of, yeah, she
Mm,
listened to the rules. And generally, the middle ones are the ones who retaliate a lot. So in such scenarios, how do we actually
correct.
deal? I mean, you have the set of rules, the disciplinary is in action, but
Yes.
they are like, no, I don't want to do it. They are more rebellious. So in such
Yeah.
situations,
Yeah, they just want to
Very
get.
useful
I
question
mean, it's not
actually.
in your house, Saira. Not just in your house, I have mine too. My
Yes.
son is in 10th, my daughter in 8th, and she's like, why he does, why I should do, and why can't I do different, or why is it me always? These
Right.
are the
Yeah.
questions which are very common, whether two kids or three kids. So why me? Why are you not telling her? Why are you not telling him? And why is it always I have to do it? Uh, and why should we even do it?
Yeah.
Right. So that is the time when we have to show them. I'm a single child, so I used to tell them, see, I don't have a sibling to support me, and all the work I end up doing alone. So why don't you get long run the understanding, and people externally will not be there, giving them real life scenarios, talking to them, and even volunteering in non-profit has changed their perspective towards doing their daily responsibilities. They have been talking to children in orphanages, old age home, and they have been seeing volunteers who do work. They even asked,
Mm.
why do you volunteer?
Mhm, mhm.
It's not your house, you're not getting paid, but why do you want to do? You can go do what you're paid. So, right now, the younger generation is all about what will I get if I do something in return?
Very true. Very
Yes,
true.
always.
Everything is based on monetarily.
Yeah, monetary or something, even
And give
barter
and
system,
take.
they're okay.
Yeah, yeah, they're
Huh,
okay.
give and
Yeah, yeah.
take.
Yes,
Right?
always.
So that the empathy and responsibility, which is a complete foundation, has been shaken off. It's like they're more happy to receive than to give.
Very true.
Yes.
It made a drastic difference with my own kids also, with removing the gadget and telling them to be out in the field, at least going out. Volunteering work really helped, so either they do it online virtual, or they're doing with a team of people, whether they like it or not. That's why I said the military rule always helps. You do it even if you don't like it for some age. Later you may realize why we are even insisting you. It's not that कि हम लोग डंडा लेके खड़े हैं and we are your villain. we,
Mhm.
we are
Yes.
not your villain.
Yes.
And certain time children will hate us to do things that they don't want to do, but it is good for them, like simple as, again, going back to their daily routine of washing
I'm
their
sure
plates
years
after
down the lane, they will definitely thank us for all the habits we have
definitely.
imbibed into.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And it's a simple things which you start from home.
Right.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
So, if we are coming on skill part, so many students struggle with communication, and which skills should they
Right.
focus on, and how can they improve them in simple way?
Great. Uh, Building skills again, I'm going with what is lacking as per my knowledge. Right now, we are forgetting to write, speed
Hmm.
writing,
Yes.
cursive writing, and even clarity in writing. It's all doctor's prescription. So communication improves through three pillars, right? That is through listening, expressing, and practicing. And
Very true.
listening helps the students to understand. Yeah, they understand instead of reacting quickly, because now they only want to hear, oh, very good. That's what they want to hear. So their talk is fine-tuned only to get that at times,
Mm, 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 mm.
right? So
Everything
so we
revolves
should tell
around
them it's
external
okay.
validation. Yeah.
Absolutely. So they want to validate, and it's okay to voice out and take time to frame your sentence properly. It doesn't mean we don't want you to voice up, we want you to voice it out. Take time to put it up. And as parents, if we have the time to listen to them, it helps in their verbal communication. Listening, you can, as parents, again, we would parents most of the time is it will be the parents which whom I'm involving, because it starts early. When the child is in the early stages, instead of putting a TV rhymes, if we start tuning them to auditory learning, play audio files instead of visual files, the child, right from the age of 3 to 4, they start developing to listening, differentiating with auditory sensories, and
Mhm.
also the facial expressions. They start seeing your facial expressions. They start recognizing what is right, what is wrong. And sometimes the body language plays an important role. So
Yeah.
auditory is taken care of, visual is taken care of, and practicing is kinesthetic. We all know in our childhood, we used to write. We used to have three, four notes, right? Rough note, permanent note, and then one was a neat note.
And one imposition note
We
as
had
well.
to written. Absolutely, you do a mistake and you write the impositions. Yeah, how can you forget our teachers? So those were
Mm.
meant to fine tune your cognitive and your kinesthetic learning, right? Which where when you write, your muscle memory is retained, practicing, and as you see, you're consciously recording with your visual. As you say and write, it's listening in your auditory, and your subconscious mind is also registered. So your visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, all three are taken care when it's practicing. So indulge children with more of writing, more of practicing hands-on experiences. That's why they learn to do the chores more than frame a full sentence in English or any language,
Very true.
right? And also appreciate their expressions when they come up in complaining. Appreciate them, say thanks that you came up and you're letting me know I have done a mistake. That helps them and gives them the courage to speak out. So that time expression becomes more stronger. When they speak, it becomes more clear. Maybe not perfect initially, but sharing thoughts in small conversation with the kids from early
Really.
age, and it builds with the teenage. Yes. And group activity. Definitely it's not one parent or no one individual's show. And everyday reading, yeah. Everyday reading and writing your journal practices, I would definitely encourage right from fourth or
Yes.
fifth grade, where
Yeah.
even if it is a two-liner, before they sleep, they could write down
The journal
how their
things.
day was. Yeah, good, bad, whatever, one
Mhm.
word, two words, and plan the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Very
This is a
adding to
very
helpful
the
interesting
tips.
topic.
Yes. Uh,
yeah,
Yes, it's a very interesting topic.
adding to
and
what Priyanka
helpful for.
had asked. Yeah.
Yes.
Adding to what Priyanka had asked, I would also want to know that how do we develop the emotional intelligence of these kids, or especially when they have, like as you said, two or three kids, so the peer pressure, the competition, and all those things are there. So how do they actually develop the emotional intelligence in this case? How do students get to develop it?
Okay. When it comes to EI, that is emotional intelligence, EQ has to be understood. That is emotional quotient.
Quotient.
What is emotional quotient? We have a pre-definitions as adult, which is not really applicable to the kids. Their way of emotionally understanding, perceiving, receiving, or even talking to can vary. So, what I would say is for children, emotional quotient or EI means understanding their own emotions, recognizing how others feel when they communicate, learning to express their anger, frustrations, likes, dislikes, happy, etc. Simple practices like naming their feelings. I'm sad, I'm nervous, I'm agitated, whatever way they are. I'm talking from the early ages. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
taking few deep breaths to help them regulate the pressure and anxiety. That is the recognition of emotional quotient for them. For us, it might be, oh, so sweet, he's feeling, he's crying, or the baby's crabby, or as an adult, you'd only look it as a cuter part. But for the child, you're building the child's ability to control emotions, express, and release. And if they are not able to release, they build, they store, they build, they store. And when in the teenage phase, the hormonal imbalances, thanks to it, thanks to the environmental factors, thanks to the parents being, nuclear or even working, there's nobody to talk and interactions, they start bursting it out. So the children who are not able to communicate right from the childhood have seen to be more rebellious, more disconnected in the teenage phase. So always identify if the child is silent. If that has been behavior, okay, but still have that one conversation to say that you're available and the child recognizes his emotions,
Mm, mm.
expresses it. Very interestingly, one kid used to write. He was not able to, actually it's a she, but again, I would put it as he was not able to express verbally. If at times if you talk, he was only used to cry. And the child was 17 in the 11th. And when we saw the pattern, it was like right from childhood, whenever he wanted to go talk, his parents said, Chup, it's okay. You're crying, it's okay. Bhaiya mara, it's okay. Toy took away, it's okay. That's it. Be there. I'm busy in work. So there was nobody emotionally available for him to share, right? So the perspective from the parents changes. And also, I would say, once they know, they recognize that their emotion is different, they need to also open up, which the school plays an important as a counselor and school counselors. They need to understand the child's behavior. Like one child used to regularly wear jacket, even in summer. Even in summer, he used to wear regularly. Very good child, brilliant in education, smart, used to communicate, used to talk, not an introvert. But there are certain symptoms as a counselors we fail to identify in schools, and at home it's okay because it's a routine. Until unless there's no red flag, we're not able to identify that there is some sort of emotional discharge happening there, right? So the daily self reflections shape the child. So my request would be for the school counselors, for the parents at home. If you see the child is dressing patterns, the color patterns, he's more towards the black, he's more towards wearing something consistent. Sit and talk, discuss, listen. It may not be the exact words you understand, but there is something that is hidden inside him that he wants to speak about. Let that trickle down.
I I mean, I could completely resonate that it's actually not the EI of the student as well, but even of the
Correct.
teacher or the parents, because that
Yes,
is what
absolutely.
reflects.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. That's real
Yes.
insight for everybody around. And as you
And
said,
we miss out that in big time.
right, right, right. Yeah. And
Yeah,
always the
because we
childhood
had a
traumas are the
scenarios,
ones.
Saira.
Oh,
He
okay.
used to wear.
Mm,
Mm.
yes.
Yes, yes.
It's shocking these days. I mean, when both the parents are
And a
very busy.
childhood traumas is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's for us, we as parents, we don't even realize the child is in kind of
In a
pain.
trauma. Yeah.
We feel it's a routine because our childhood was different.
Yeah. For
Even
us,
though we had, even your uncle, auntie, somebody wax you also, it was okay that time.
yeah,
But nowadays,
everything
if somebody says something, it's the
so
whole world is
sensitive.
crumbling down,
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
right?
In
Right.
this scenario, how do you think the students can stop themselves from getting distracted? I mean, that's one question we always
Mm,
had. How do
Yeah,
we face
very
distraction
yeah,
and
important.
lack of consistency in their lives? Because you see the students, one day they are very good, they are like on par on everything, but
hmm,
the other day they are like completely on
hmm,
zero. So, what are the practical
absolutely.
steps which we can actually help them stay focused and get into a proper daily routine?
So one focuses again. I would start from the sleep routine.
Mm,
After the dinner, early dinner, make some 20 minutes to 30 minutes to have a discussion with parents, even if they have nothing to talk. Let them speak how the day went. So letting them down out. And while sleeping, they could listen to a lot of videos, calming frequencies, which I recommend for my students.
Awesome.
You could also Google and search for calming for the age appropriate. And it can also be there is something during the exams where the children feels nervous. They could use text to voice. This is software was built for visually impaired, but I do recommend parents to use maybe 10th pre-boards or the final exam since our kids are there. Mm, they could upload their lessons on the PDF and it could read out. So when they are hitting the bed, they are able to listen auditorily, and it helps them to boost their focus on listening. And as they sleep, this REM, the sleep patterns,
Right.
even after you sleep 20 to 30 minutes, the brain is able to collect data, information, details happening around us through our sensories. That enhances the focus. Early morning, definitely if you're a early bird, great,
Hope
pat
your
on the
problems
back.
are solved.
If not, someone who's like, yeah. And if not, you're someone like me who gets up the last minute, brushes, takes back, that just runs to the exam. Make sure that you have the concept notes. You create the concept notes of every chapter, and that is your go-to. And also with your question banks, create question banks. Thanks to ChatGPT, you upload your lessons, and it's going to give you question banks. So, or you use your previous year's question banks and help it. And also another powerful way of doing is uh, some people are naturally they multitask, but few people try to copy that which is not their personality, which
Not happening
creates
for them.
stress.
Yes, yes,
Yes. So
absolutely.
do not do just because it works with your brother or sister, don't do it on yourself. Your program completely different, their program completely different. And again, the moment your lessons are made, come back, create a concept map or a short write up what each lesson is about, maybe a paragraph. And these are the few things to give you focus in long run, memory retainer tips, and breathing technique. This breathing technique I do share with all my students before your exams. Do make sure you have a long breathing, 11 times or 21 times, right? Long inhalation, long exhalation. It gives oxygen to your brain, calms your nervous system, and helps you to regain focus. And yes, water.
Great, great.
Nothing more miraculous like water.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a very wonderful
So,
trip, breathing technique 11 times so that as soon as the invigilator is there, I think the students can have a breathing technique.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, most of us would have, even as counselors, I think would have heard the last minute, exam fear, exam tension. You get stomach upset, you get fever. No, God knows
You
what
want to
else
go to the
happens.
loo. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And also with the stress that they handle, they do fall sick.
Quick,
So
very much,
even
very
before
much.
they sit studies, they could do the breathing techniques.
Yeah. Yeah.
this
Yeah. We
was
have the
really,
last. Yeah, please finish your Priyanka.
yes. So, this was really insightful, Anita. And actually, this one session is not enough what we can learn from you and our student. So, really, we are thinking
Loaded
this
with
session is
information
not
and
enough.
meaningful
Yes.
information. Yes. Yeah. Uh,
Definitely. Thank you so much.
yeah. One more a small question based on all the details, whatever you have given, and in this age of too much of
Mhm.
information everywhere, how do you think a person should choose the right career path, the basic career path? We all are
Okay.
into it, but just want to have it from you on a psychologist
Uh,
basis.
See, on a psychology basis, Sarah, choose a career that reflects who you are. Do take advice of what others expect, which can be like, a building block, a baseline. Explore the strengths and interests, values. So I normally work or would recommend counselors to work with students right from sixth, seventh grade, not in terms of psychometric assessment, but as a personality assessment. The child's liking, interest, ability, and what all he's been exposed to, STEM, robotics, or mathematics, or Olympiads, or physical, PE, sports, etc. Then combine it as a personality and then choose what best describes them. So they can definitely have a mainstream career and two alternative careers which they can have an option. Uh, God forbid things don't work out, or
B plan C.
thanks
Yeah.
to different political reasons. Yeah, yeah. So when student chooses something aligned with their inner truth, growth feels natural, and success becomes more fulfilling. The right path is one way to feel authenticate, meaningful for their life, and deeply connected. The reason which again I came back to my career counseling was when I was working the corporates, the leadership roles. Many people hated their job. They wanted to quit and do something else. They joined because it was the parents' decisions that they had to take the certain graduation and they could not find a particular job. They are into that role. They are working, they are earning, they are successful, but they're not peaceful at home. right? So,
Yeah, with
so
this, I
retain your
think we have,
originality.
yeah, we have almost like bombarded you with a set of questions,
Yes.
and we're almost coming to the end of the session. And it was a true, I mean, very, very